You know that feeling, right? You get this burst of motivation. You decide you're going to make a real change. Eat healthier, start exercising, maybe learn a new skill. You're all in, you're excited. And then a few weeks, maybe even just a few days later, you're right back where you started. It's so frustrating. It makes you feel like you just don't have enough willpower. But here's the thing. What if willpower has almost nothing to do with it?
So yeah, why is it so incredibly hard to make a new behavior last? Well, it usually comes down to a really simple misunderstanding. We think we're in this epic battle with our own motivation, but we're not. We're actually fighting the wrong enemy with completely the wrong weapons.
Okay, this right here explains the whole problem perfectly. On one side, you've got willpower. Think of it like your phone battery. It starts full in the morning, but it just drains all day long. And when you're stressed or tired, forget about it. It's totally dead. But on the other side, you have habits. Habits run on autopilot. They don't use any battery power at all. In fact, when stress hits, they're the reliable system that just takes over.
And this leads to such a critical point. If you've tried to make a change in the past and it didn't work out, it was not a personal failure. It was a strategy failure. You see, you were trying to use willpower, which is like a short-term emergency power pack, instead of building a habit, which is the long-term sustainable power grid.
The real secret here is to understand just how smart and kind of lazy your brain is. Its main job is to be efficient, to save energy. And the best way to do that is by turning things you do over and over again into automatic routines. I mean, think about it. You don't consciously think through every step of brushing your teeth or driving to work, right? You just do it. That's your brain on autopilot.
So what exactly is a habit from a brain's point of view? It's not just something you do a lot. A real habit is a behavior that gets physically wired into a deep, ancient part of your brain. This part called the basal ganglia. And once it's stored there, it becomes an automatic reflex. It just fires off and responds to a specific trigger, or cue, in your environment.
I love this metaphor. Imagine you're trying to walk through a dense forest for the first time. It's hard work, right? You're hacking away at vines and pushing through branches. That's like doing a new behavior. But every single time you walk that same path, you wear it down a little more. Eventually, it's not a tiny path anymore. It's a wide, paved, 8-lane superhighway that your brain can zoom down without any effort at all.
So how does the brain actually build these superhighways? Well, it turns out there's a simple and incredibly powerful 3-part formula behind every single habit you have. It's called the habit loop. And once you understand this, you have the key to both breaking bad habits and building good ones.
Let's break it down. It's so simple. First, there's the cue. That's the trigger. Let's say your phone buzzes in your pocket. That cue kicks off the routine. You pull out your phone and start scrolling social media. And then comes the third and most important part, the reward. You see a funny video or a like on your post, and you get a tiny hit of pleasure, a little bit of dopamine. That reward sends a signal back to your brain that says, hey, that felt good. Let's remember this whole loop for next time. That's it. Cue, routine, reward. Every habit you have follows that pattern.
This quote from researcher Wendy Wood just nails it. Habit is the bridge between intention and action. We all have good intentions, don't we? But intentions are cheap. Habits are the actual bridge that takes you from what you want to do to what you actually end up doing day after day.
Okay, so if habits get kicked off by cues in our environment, what's the most powerful way to change them? It's not about gritting your teeth and using more willpower. No way. It's about hacking the very first step of that loop, the cue. And the best way to do that is to become an architect of your own world. Let's talk about redesigning your environment.
Seriously, this idea is a complete game changer. We like to think that we're in the driver's seat, that our choices come from our internal motivation, but the science is clear. Our environment, the physical space around us, is a way bigger predictor of our behavior. It's the invisible hand that guides our actions.
And the best part is how simple this is to put into practice. If you want to build a good habit, make the cue for it stupidly obvious. Want to go for a run in the morning? Put your running shoes and clothes right next to your bed so it's the first thing you see. If you want to break a bad habit, make the cue invisible. Want to eat less junk food? Don't just hide it. Get it out of the house. You're simply making the good choices the easiest choices and the bad choices a little bit harder.
All right, the second big strategy is just as powerful, and it might sound a little counterintuitive. It's this: start small. No, I mean start so small that it feels almost ridiculous. This isn't about some massive, heroic effort. This is about building unstoppable momentum with tiny, consistent victories.
This idea is called a micro-action, but you might know it as the 2-minute rule. The concept is brilliant. Shrink down whatever new habit you want to build into something that takes 2 minutes or less to do. Why? Because the hardest part of anything new isn't doing the thing, it's starting the thing. A micro-action makes starting feel completely effortless.
Just look at how this works. Your goal to read 50 pages is intimidating, but read one paragraph? Anyone can do that. Go for a 3-mile run feels like a lot of work, but put on my running shoes? Your brain can't even argue with that. See, you're not trying to master the full habit yet. You are mastering the crucial habit of just showing up. The rest will naturally follow.
So let's put this all together into a super clear action plan. Step 1, be a detective. Just start noticing what cues are triggering your habits right now. Step 2, be an architect. Redesign your space to make good cues obvious and bad cues invisible. Step 3, use micro-actions. Start with a tiny 2-minute version of your new habit to get that momentum going. And finally, step 4, track it and celebrate it. Acknowledge those tiny wins to create a positive feedback loop that keeps you wanting more.
And at the end of the day, this is what it all comes down to. Your health, your finances, your happiness, they aren't shaped by these huge, dramatic transformations. They are the sum total of the thousands of tiny, automatic choices you make every single day. They are the sum of your habits.
So really, this is where your true power lies. Real change doesn't have to be this giant, overwhelming thing. It can start with something so small it takes less than 2 minutes. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one question. What is the one small 2-minute habit that you'll start tomorrow that your future self is going to thank you for?